Hi, my beautiful, beautiful friends. So I forgot to post my Tuesday one, and I'm holding myself accountable. I did post a really, really small one on YouTube, but I didn't post it on Facebook. So I'll upload it soon. But I'm still going to be doing today and then also this upcoming Tuesday. It's going to be a process, okay? We're learning together. But today I just wanted to talk about, my experience. Being a woman in real estate is awesome. I love it. And I would have to say that it's definitely woman dominated in the residential aspect, and in like the more investment commercial aspect, there's not as much females. And there's not really that much diversity when it comes to the type of sex a person is, however you classify it. But yeah, so I work in the investment and private residential aspect. I do public listings on the MLS with, my listing clients for residential single families and distressed and all my other subjects. But I do a lot more private investments and private sales and, development opportunities. So in that aspect, there's just a lot more guys, and I constantly keep finding myself, surrounded by men. And I am a female, and I really want to, be more comfortable seeing more women because, it's lonely and it's very awkward. And I ended up bouncing around a couple times, and I'm not going to get into the drama of it because I really don't care. But my first brokerage that I ended up at, there was an, dispute over some sexism that was pointed towards me and got handled. But that was one of my reasons I left my first brokerage. The second brokerage, I just kind of felt like, I was being placed into a position of where you're good at. And it wasn't because of where you're good at, because your specialties and your experience and what you know. It was you're being placed into a position of you're good at cold calls because you're a female. And, I'm not going to whine and complain about sexism because it is what it is. I really don't care. But, that's what I'm talking about, because there's not many women in the industry. There's no respect in the sense of professionalism. And that's not speaking for everyone. That's just been my experience and why I've been kind of bouncing around a little bit in Florida. Over at Boulevard, I've never experienced that. And there's an equal opportunity for everyone. And I've just never experienced that at my other company in New Jersey. But anyways, now I'm with another company in Florida, and this is a very independent company with top producers in it. And it's very do your own thing. Just do your own thing and follow the rules. And I really like that. And I don't really have to interact with people at the brokerage. So that's another plus, because everybody's doing their own thing. They're there if you have a question, but you don't have to do anything that you're comfortable with. You don't have to listen to people putting you into really weird positions. And again, I'm not directing this towards anyone, so please don't take offense. But this is just my opinion and my own experience as a woman in the industry, and I can only imagine for more protected classes, how hard it is for them, because I am a Puerto Rican, Caucasian mutt, and I'm a female, and I'm having a difficult time, so I can only, imagine how difficult it is for other people who are triple, double protected class. It's crazy. It's not impossible. It's just crazy and intense, and you really have to be on your own and be able to focus on your own. And if you're on a team, you have to be with a team that's devoted to levelness and, equal. But I just, that didn't happen in Florida as quickly as I would have liked it to. But other than that weirdness, real estate is amazing. It's definitely really hard for people to get started, because a lot of brokerages throw people to the wolves, and if you don't come to like a marketing background or come from a marketing background or any type of relative sales position, you're not going to understand how to get started. And if you're being thrown to the wolves and you don't understand, like, you know, your real estate test is not going to teach you anything. It's going to teach you a few of the laws to familiarize. It's going to familiarize you guys to like regulations with FREC and DBPR and other boards, and like, you know, technicalities and equal rights and movements and acts. Like, that's what it's really doing. It's not really teaching you anything about actually committing to and working in real estate. It's just like the laws and the regulations. So, I mean, you have to pair up and at least get a mentor if you're just coming in and you don't have a background in sales or marketing, because you will burn to the ground, and I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of fees associated with just joining, which I find is like ridiculous. I think everybody wants their hands in your pocket as soon as you get started, and I don't think that you should have to pay to work, but in real estate you do. You have to have money to spend money, to get money, to, I don't know. I don't really understand it. And, you know, I've actually committed to my new goal being me opening up my own brokerage, because I kind of want to break that cycle, and that's what I'm about, is breaking a cycle and creating a new standard. So, you know, you have to be very independent to start. If you can figure it out with marketing, you'll be fine. That's the most difficult thing, because it's not like any other industry I've ever been in when it comes to marketing. Like, I understand online marketing, I understand guerrilla marketing, and real estate is just a beast. You really have to be able to make connections with your customers and clients, or else it's just, don't even try to get into it. But if you can, great, and get into it, because that's why I got into it and I love it. So, you know, I have personally had opportunities run me from anywhere from, gosh, and this is like recent and also past experience, but I've had opportunities from single family residents that are as small as like 100,000 to land development opportunities that can get up to like 32 million. And I think that, you know, I think it's funny because I just didn't ever think of those numbers being real numbers back, you know, 2 years ago. And it's just crazy. And if you can get through the hardships, which is like the tests and the initial learning, you know, because most realtors that join and agents that join, they end up dropping out within the first 2 years. And if you can get past the first 2 years, I think you'll be good. You just have to keep telling yourself, if like for some reason you're not getting it, you have to connect with somebody who understands, who is willing to actually like take you on and teach you, and not just like take from you, but actually give to you. And you know, you have to learn from them. You know, if you don't understand, because if you don't understand something, you have to learn. If you don't learn, you're just going to fail, okay? So in those first 2 years, if you don't know how to do it, find somebody that does. Connect with them, offer them something, make sure that they're giving to you and it's equal. You know, and then, you know, just don't stop. Don't stop within those 2 years. You have to keep going for the 2 years. Once you're at the 2-year mark, then you can start questioning, you know, your ability to really do it. And I know for a fact that I'm really good with technical aspects, and that's kind of more why I'm getting into the investment side of it. I'm really big into residential investments and learning about them. One of my favorite types of investments is like tax deeds and tax certificates. I'm not too big into, but they're still very interesting to me. There's like all different types of investing and learning about real estate and different subcategories within it. And you know, I'm in the more investment side of it now with residentials, more specifically, like any type of residential, land development, zoned, mixed use residential. You know, I'm just in everywhere, multifamilies, multiplexes, anything that has to do with people living into it. That's what I handle, and I help people really start their journey with. I've dealt with 1 unit to 1,000 units opportunity-wise, and that's like going into like variances and conditional approvals and site approvals and all that BS. But yeah, so you know, if you can get past it, it's really easy. You're gonna have to, especially if you're in protected classes, just understand that people are gonna be like rude. People are not going to be nice to you, and they are very aggressive, especially if you go into the more commercial. I feel like just residential single families are not as aggressive as like commercial and investment. And that's because in commercial and investment, you have a lot more larger assets in the sense of business. So, just expect for people to be a little bit rude. Everyone's going to either be super nice and fake, or they're going to be very rude, or they might be genuine. It's just a very, very hit and miss. Everybody in real estate is trying to get something. Don't ever think that people in real estate are not trying to get something, because I let my guard down as a consumer when I had to trust realtors, and that led me into $30,000 worth of unpermitted work, which is another reason why I am so OCD about my own work in real estate as a realtor, because that scares me. That scares me for my own clients. I could never walk my clients or customers into unpermitted work. I go so due diligently into the details just to ensure that, that I'm aware, and it's because I went through it, because I had it done to me. So, just go the extra mile for your customers. Respect yourself. Don't give up when it gets hard. 2 years minimum. Do the 2 years. Figure it out. Don't go bankrupt in those first 2 years, and you'll be good. You'll be fine, and then you'll be able to start having opportunities where you can start trying to sell private investments that could lead up to $32 million in gross sales. So yeah, I think real estate's awesome. I think it's very stressful, but if you could do it, you should do it. I definitely recommend it. It's going to be hard. I'm not going to lie. Very, very difficult job. And you're going to cry most of the days that you're alive once you're a realtor, especially in the beginning, because it just is what it is, So yeah, if you have gotten this far and you think that real estate is probably for you, then keep going. I believe in you. You can definitely do it. Just don't give up. And if you are already gone, peace out. Obviously it wasn't for you, but yeah. With that being said, I'll keep rambling on a different day. Thank you for joining me on the Real Estate Talk Show today. And yeah, make sure to subscribe and like and follow, because your support really helps me. And I'm just starting out, so it'd really be cool to have some of you guys at the beginning, kind of, So yeah, bye.